Alright, here for auction we have our all original 1967 Ford Mustang Coupe. It's a California Survivor, was bought new at Betty Ford in Monterey, California. It was in California its whole life until, with the original owner, until just a few years ago where it came up here to Washington State. It comes with loads of original documentation, has original purchase order, original window sticker, original books, original brochure that I'll show you. But it's just a killer, all original car, no paint work. Has just a killer looking patina on it. 100% rust free body. You know, you'll get a little bit of surface rust where there's some worn paint here and there. Just that kind of patina look. And then the undercarriage, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, surface rust on like the leaf springs and rear end and stuff like that. But all the torque boxes, body mounts, floorboards, just are in amazing shape. So we'll start going around this. You know, it's all original, you know, lacquer paint, still nice and shiny. It's that lime gold. It's a light metallic green. You can see, you know, you're gonna have some of this type of original stuff, some little, you know, scuffs in the paint, you know, little scuff right there. Front valance is in nice shape. You know, all the chrome it looks nice, has good reflection, it's nice and bright, but it matches the paint. You know, has some wear, some aging. You know, you got some surface rust on, you know, where there's chipped paint. You know, grill's in nice shape, no plastics are cracked, no little honeycomb pieces are missing. It has it's been upgraded with the, you know, the chrome special wheels. They originally came by the purchase order, and we also have a Marty report said that it had steel wheels with the hubcaps. So somebody's obviously upgraded it. Got a little bit of water down here from driving it. You can see, really nice condition. You know, paint's a little bit worn after the tires and along the rocker area. Paint's a little thin right in here for some reason, and it looks like just a little bit of area right here. Maybe they touched it up or something. But you know, you're gonna get, you know, the door sweeps. The rubbers are in really nice condition. They're a little bit cracked towards the back windows, so it's probably been replaced right in here on the driver's and passenger doors. Got the original car light logo. Front windshield's probably been replaced at one point. It doesn't have that logo anymore on it that I can find. But you know, you'll have some little scuffs here, some little entry wear. You know, we got 150 pictures. They've got some little stone chips right here from kind of just some rocks being kicked up. Nice panel gaps. You know, it came factory with the C4 transmission, automatic, 289 V8, power steering, a manual drum brake car. But it's cool to see original window sticker in the purchase order and see all that original documentation. There's a letter from the dealership, Betty Ford, to the owner, you know, telling her when the car will be arrived. Shows she traded in a 62 Bel Air. Just cool stuff like that you don't get with most cars. You know, you can see the chrome's a little aged, like I was talking about, but it just has that right look, you know. Original bumper sticker still on here from California State, Monterey College from the 89, 90. Odometer's a little over 70,000. I'm assuming it's 170,000. I don't see how it could ever be more than that. We have a lot of documentation receipts. In the 90s, it had like 40,000 miles and 50,000 miles and 60,000 miles. And then, you know, they only put, if you track the miles, they only put like a couple hundred miles on it a year. There's a little, kind of like a little crease right here. Looks like the back end of something. But again, you can see, you know, all the underside photos are in just incredible condition. Looks like maybe they drove over some road tar. Got a little bit of road tar down here. There's a little bit of scuff right here. You know, you got some wear. So just look at all the pictures up close. You know, both sides you'll have kind of like, you know, stone chipping down here. Some little scuffs in the quarter panel. You know, this is the way I like to find the cars. This is what I like. I love restored cars. I love custom cars, but I really love original cars. You know, there's a little crease in the quarter panel here, but no paint damage. Because it's just so hard to find cars that are 50, 40, even 20 years old, really, that are this original, haven't been painted. Paint's worn a little bit right here, and it looks like maybe, you know, they got some degreaser on it or something, made a couple of stripes, but a little bit of scuffs here. original sticker from, it says member 1970, trees for people. Not exactly what sure that is. So this window's obviously been in here a long time. Logo. Take you inside. The inside's just incredible condition. Passenger door panel is really nice. Door shuts just killer. This is kind of common for the 65 to 68 Mustangs. This is metal, and you will get kind of like a couple little surface rust areas. The side panels are the same way. You can see some little surface rust and stuff like that. It's just really thin paint. You get scuffs like on that one over there. I'll show you. But it's got nice floor mats. Original carpet, never been out. Just obviously some sun fade. It's been in California almost its whole life. Dash pad is not cracked or anything, but it looks like maybe they spilled something on it right here. Other than that, the dash pad's in nice shape. So if you want to, you could pull it off and paint it, and it would look killer. Original carpets underneath are a little worn. You got some material pulling up and stuff like that, but it's cool to see that original carpet in here. Inside of the back's really nice. You can see the door hinge area, a rocker. So I'll go ahead and, the seats are just in amazing shape. They're almost, really perfect. They're nice and soft. They don't feel brittle. Fold forward nice. A little bit of darkening down there, but who cares? I'll show you some of that original documentation that comes with this car. It's just killer. It has its original brochures. It's like, we look for these kind of cars all the time, and you don't see this stuff. Original lime gold. It's got the VIN number, has all the stuff. Betty Ford of Monterey, California. Here's the Marty report, and there's pictures of all this stuff. Original purchase order. It's traded in a '62 Chevy. The price, it's amazing. Here's the letter. Everything is on with Ford being processed. Apparently the owner was a little impatient, and so the Betty Ford wrote her a letter saying everything's on track, and just little stuff like this. It was just a recall for the steering wheel, but it's just cool to see. The owner checked 11th of January '68, but Betty found okay. Original owner's manuals, all the little books and manuals that come with it. Even like these ones that don't matter, like the Chevron dealer. Most people just toss this stuff out. The AAA, California. The other books. The stack of receipts, and 01, it had 54,686 miles. In 2000, it had 54,605. Let's see. In 99, it had 54,171. So, it could be 70,000 original miles. It's really, without being a 6-digit odometer, and the paperwork trail kind of ends here. But you can see, that's the same 99. Had the trans done in 96, and it only had, just because it had some leaks and stuff like that, it says in the description. So they decided just to rebuild it. But it says 47,000 miles in 1996. So you can see how much she put on in that amount of time. Again in 96, same mileage, and then 95, there's no miles punched in there. But it's just cool to see this original documentation. It's got some California street maps. This one's 2011, and it came up here in around 2014. So amazing to see a car and the original owners for that long. Original stereo works. A little crack right there. Nice shifter. Everything's tight. It lights up. Show you the rear seat here. Rear seat's just in flawless condition. It's beautiful. The windows roll up and down nice and easy. They probably could use a little bit of grease, but they go all the way down, go all the way up. The driver's side likes to sneak down about 1/2 of an inch when you're driving. Sometimes it'll do this, so up it goes. But they all open. The fly windows are nice and tight. Again, you got some cracks on the steering wheel here. Kind of your typical Ford stuff, kind of old car stuff. You got a little bit of surface rust on the painted metals, like I was talking about on the passenger door, driver's door, same way. But the vinyl on both of them are really nice. You have a crack in the armrest. Again, just really nice condition. Original VIN number, VIN tag. Just a little bit of surface rust down here like I was talking about with some worn paint. But again, even the driver's seat, I mean, there is a good chance this thing's got 70,000 original miles. It's really hard to say. But by the wear on the brake pad and stuff, I mean, I would kind of go with it. Again, you got a little bit of wear underneath here in the carpet. But definitely take a look at all the pictures from the underside. It's getting a little late in the day and it's kind of looking like it wants to start raining on me. But it's still got the original jack decal. A little bit of surface rust here from some condensation, but it hasn't been wet inside. But we really haven't, had it out in the rain or anything like that. This thing stays inside. The previous owner replaced the mat, which is nice to see, with an original looking one. The spare tire does come with it, but we pulled it out for pictures. Really nice and solid. Looks like they might have sprayed some type of paint just to, keep the surface rust out. More than likely they pulled this up and saw a bunch of surface rust inside to get a new mat, but really nice condition. Take you underneath the hood. I mean, it's still got the air pump. I mean, it's just bone stock, really untouched underneath the hood. It's got a new fuel pump. Yeah, but on that, it's kind of an open canvas if you want to just keep it original and drive it the way it is. Still got the Ford overflow bag. The radiator still is a little green around here, so it's it's not leaking, but sometime you might want to replace it or get a record. They're extremely cheap to get done. But this is just a blank canvas. You want to lower it down, do disc brake conversion, do custom stuff, but it runs really good. I mean, nothing's out of place or missing or been tampered with underneath here. Just kind of had your regular maintenance. You can see underneath the hood is really nice. So alrighty, so this is our all original 2-owner California Survivor 67 coupe. So good luck. Alright, here we are in a run and driving video of our all original 67 coupe Mustang. 289 V8 car, original Survivor from California. You can see we've got the lights going, right turn signals on. I mean, it's all original exhaust. Everything under this car is original. Got the right turn signals working good. All the lights have got nice color to them. Nice bright license plates. What's cool to see, I mean, it's got this original AAA California Association decal, and it's still got the original manual. It's just crazy to see something, this old. 50, working on 52 years old now. You can hear it's just running nice and quiet, super smooth. No ticking, no smoking. I mean, no exhaust leaks or anything. It's just a super tight car. I mean, there's obvious, it's all original as I mentioned, so there's stuff you might want to do to it, If I kept it, I like the sound of a nice dual exhaust. I'd probably do the exhaust, even though it's not needed. Maybe a couple of performance upgrades, maybe upgrade the brakes. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the road here. You can hear the heaters going. Original stereo. You can see all the gauges work. We're about half tank. Temperature's coming up. Good oil pressure. Alternator's looking good. You get your wipers. Alright, so we'll get going here. This, you might want to go through the carburetor, but it's kind of like the brakes, you might want to. Then it stops good. It's got good pedal. Doesn't go soft on you or fade out. The carburetor will, at idle sometimes it'll, kind of hiccup a little bit. I'd probably put a new fuel tank in it. They're so cheap. Something I meant to do and kind of just forgot about it. Until I went to go do pictures and realized, oh man. But it doesn't leak or anything, and it's original to the car, which is cool. And we can't keep all of them, so we don't know exactly what the new owner is going to be planned for. But if you want to keep it just stock looking all original like this, you know, you might want to go through the carburetor a little bit, get it tuned, maybe get it cleaned. You know, it's got, the tires look killer because they look just correct. You know, they're bias ply skinnies, but bias ply tires are the reason radials were invented. They don't ride the best, but they're older tires, but they have, I mean, there's no weather cracks. They have amazing tread left, and they just look right on this car. And you know, the next owner, he might decide to go back to the steel wheels with caps, or go up in tire size, or put custom wheels and tires on there. So we've left those on there. So it does, you know, bias ply tires are a little bit, you know, harder. They'll kind of grab grooves and roads and stuff like that, but it rides smooth. And if you're on like a newly paved road, it's like being on glass. But so you can see it brakes nice. I'm not, you know, fighting the steering wheel. It's manual brakes, so just getting out here, just went into second. Just has nice, quick, smooth shifts. We're in third now. You know, gonna get some wind noise. It's an old car. You know, we're doing 50 miles an hour. You know, if you put some, if you put a little bigger tires on here, some newer ones, will probably be a little quieter, ride a little smoother. But you know, you might also, you know, it drives tight and smooth, but you know, there's probably some bushings you might want to address down below. But nothing screaming at you. It's just kind of, you know, each owner's different, you know. Go ahead and floor it, nice downshift. You can see there's no smoking in the rearview mirror. I mean, the 289's got power. I mean, it's got nice throttle response. I mean, it definitely likes to open up and go. You know, the only carburetor hiccups are just at low RPMs and speed. So, it's got electric choke that works great. You know, you give it a pump and it fires right up. When it's parked inside, sometimes you don't even need to do that. But it's got, you can see it's just got the killer, you know, this is why people fell into the Mustang, because they fell in love with them. I mean, they just, all of them, you know, from 65 to 70, you have killer hood lines. I mean, how the fenders come up on the side, and you got that killer ridge in the middle. But you can see I'm coming to a nice stop. It's not pulling, it's not shaking. Car didn't die, you know, still idling nice. But these tires, I'm telling you, you know, it's not a posy rear end. You punch this thing, you know, that little tiny tire spins really easily. So here's some patches in the road. Here's a pothole. I just wanted to take you down here so you can see how tight it is. Another patch job up here, right there. But you know, my love for this car and what drew me into this thing is the look of it. The original paint with the patina, it's got a couple little bumps and scrapes and scratches here and there, but to me, on the trucks and the original cars, that's what I love. I mean, this whole single stage, you know, lacquer thinner is just tough as nails. I mean, this is kind of, you know, a lot of people like to call survivors guilt-free drivers. You know, you don't feel guilty getting stuck in rain. You just can't hurt it. But it still has that great shine, and it's gonna be, you know, one-on-one. It's gonna be a unique car. You show up at a drive-in on Saturday or a car show, you're not gonna have another lime gold 67 Survivor. It's just, you know, especially with this documentation, it's just not gonna happen. But this is gonna be going for 7-day auction, and so you can see it's nice and tight through here. You know, all these 90-degree corners. You know, I meant to mention back there, but you can see it just, you know, nice and tight, and, you know, it's not a sloppy steering wheel. So, alright, well, good luck, and we hope this baby goes to a new home that just loves the way that it has that original look.